assholes have to make all kinds of noise, huh? Cat food?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was peak cinematography and I didn't record it.
It don't mean nothing to me, the plight of man, you see. I'd rather have cold steel and grease on my hands. Those sad puppies do to you what a field of rust does to me, because I have mechanical sympathy. I'd spend hours in the heat to make an old Packard run, a week on a Pinto or a Dodge 2.5 ton, 3 days under a Cutlass or an SB1, and feel this necromancer has only just begun. I am nothing special, what you get is what you see. Just a man that can't let that car resting in the field be. Those sad puppies do to you what a field of rust does to me, because I have mechanical sympathy. I believe they've all got a story, one worth being told, and a new one just begun. Those sad puppies do to you what a field of rust does to me, because I have mechanical sympathy.
So the wind is going to be horrendous because we still don't have microphones, because I have no grasp of professionalism apparently. But Brandon, that's what we are, is fucking amateurs. Alright. Gonna have to cut it that way.
Which we lost our momentum.
It's okay. Hop back here. Are the wheels cut to the right?
Yeah. I'm a clumsy motherfucker today.
Are you okay? We lost all of our right turn. That sucks. The tires, the stock tires, are just tall enough that they're rubbing on the fender on the opposite side. I think the sidewall depth is maybe too high or something. Not sure. But we're gonna put the tires that we have on the rear. Now we have a full set, so we're gonna put those old D21 tires on the front of this. Hopefully that makes it roll easier. Yeah, it'll be fine. So, as with every other project, we're dragging this to the garage with the Subaru, but we've never actually filmed this process before. I don't think. So today, we're gonna go ahead and film it. Saru's in the project truck, so we're gonna drag that away. Ready? Whoa, shit. Straighten it out. I got it. You get up to the door and straighten it out. Right about there. Okay, ready? Yep. Come on! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm sliding. So what you just saw there was us moving this guy into the first nice fucking day, and you assholes have to make all kinds of noise, huh? Fucking organ donors. Alright, well, as you guys saw, we moved this into the garage using the help of the Subaru and ourselves and me walking it like a dog. Here at Guess What Garage, we love dogs. I decided to buy a long little doggy. Come on, boy. A Datsun. Instead of arf arf, it goes beep beep. Let's go, little guy. We're going for a walk. So, what is this thing? Well, I know some of you can't read, but it's down here. So those words say 1963 Datsun NL320. Actually, they're probably over there. I don't know what the format is, honestly. I'm just the guy that does the thing. I don't know how any of this works. Because I can't read. Anyway, so this is a Datsun NL320. It is one of 1,000 that made it into the States. And I picked this thing up for $1,000. And I am just positively losing my fucking mind. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm a little pumped. So, these things are exceedingly rare. I'm a huge fan of Datsuns. As you can tell by that one that's sitting there, still not finished. Don't worry about that. I have somebody that's supposed to come and pick it up. Because I have a hard time with electrical stuff. And also, the state of Ohio lost the title for it, apparently, because they can't find it, but I have proof that I had a title, so everybody's confused. This fucking state. Anyway, so here's what we've got. This is an NL320. They only made 1,000 of them. It's a column shift 4-speed car with a 1.1, I think 1.2 liter 4-cylinder underneath the hood. I gotta pull the release. What are you, an amateur?
You look like an amateur.
Yeah. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't been with my girlfriend in months.
This is funny. She's just over there.
So, this is
The fucking moth flew out.
the that's hilarious. This is the little power plant that runs this thing, and I'm gonna try to make it run, but I'm noticing that the distributor cap is missing. Most of the distributor components are gone as well. All the spark plugs are out.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
Would it roll over my hand? No, because I can't get enough torque on it. But these things are super tiny. And what's funny is apparently they're super sought after, which might be why I never saw one, aside from the fact that there were so few made. So why did I buy it? Fucking because. I don't need to explain myself to you. These things, I've passed up on 2 of them. This is the NL, which is a single piece truck. It's a unibody. And my Ford guys will tell you that those are a pain in the ass. Because Ford made unibody pickup trucks. And if you dented it somewhere and you tweak the body, you're not gonna fix it.
Gotta go in trash. No have cigarette lighter, car going
Cigarette
trash.
lighter. How am I supposed to have bonding father-son moment with Bigfoot dancing to Not Dying in the background without cigarette lighter and alphabet soup? I do not even see ABC's soup. There was cat food inside though.
Yeah, that's in the trunk. Truck.
Like, I wasn't kidding. There's expired cat food in here.
7-year-old cat food.
So that's where we're at. Anyway, so we had to take the stock front wheels off of it because the sidewalls are too high. They rub against the wheels, or they rub against the wheel arches, and instead we put Datsun D21 alloy wheels on it off of a 2-wheel drive D21.
Datsun D21.
I meant Nissan. It's the same shit.
Datsun.
I told you I can't read. So what's the plan with this? Well, if we can get the motor to run as it is, with only buying a distributor, plugs, wires, radiator looks like it's fine. The brake system's got to be worked on because it doesn't have any brakes.
Nor the handbrake.
The handbrake also doesn't work, which means it's probably not hooked up. We didn't mess with the clutch. We didn't mess with the transmission. We honestly did not mess with a lot of stuff that we should have. This was kind of a buy it sight unseen. I was literally a state away on the other side of Kentucky, saw this on Facebook Marketplace and sent Saru a message and said, "Hey, do you like it?" And he says, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool, we're buying it. Go take the guy $1,000. And we bought it. So, oh man. If this doesn't work, if this engine doesn't work, I think we're probably going to end up going with like a motorcycle engine and doing some type of fabrication to make it fit.
Yeah, SR20 would fit, but the transverse one from the Infiniti G20 or the Primera, Nissan Primera.
Yeah?
Yeah, it might fit transverse.
Oh, but then we have to adapt it to go to the rear.
Yeah, that's true.
That's going to suck. We could use an EJ out of Subaru.
Yeah, it could work.
A Volkswagen motor might fit too. But then we'd need a drive to run to the tail. But we're going to work that out as we go. First things first, before this gets worked on, we're going to clean up the shop because the shop is a cat-ass trophy. It is a feline rectal prize, for sure. So, we're going to start on that when I get back from another work trip. Because, it feels like I'm never at home. It also feels like I'm being crowded. I don't like to be touched! So 2 weeks ago, I brought this home. Yes, it's been that long. This is actually pretty normal for me to go weeks, sometimes even a month before I get to do anything on a car because work is just that freaking busy. And let me tell you, it's been busy. I haven't been home to do anything. I haven't even seen if the motor in this thing isn't stuck yet. The only thing we did, do you mind? The only thing that we did was bring it home, throw this set of Nissan D21 wheels and tires on it, and then drag it to the garage using the Subaru. That's it. That's as far as the story's gone. You've missed nothing. So today we're going to try to see if the motor will spin over, which is normally the way that we would take care of that is by hooking up the battery and turning the key. But I don't have any keys for this. And there's also not an ignition lock cylinder that I can find. I have no idea where it is. So that's something I'll have to fix. But looking down here, I was going to say, well, let's just hook a, hook a wrench onto it and spin it over. But then I look down, and there's a cut in here. Let me grab my light real quick. If you look at that, right there on the crank, there's a cut. And the way that that cut is shaped, it makes me believe that at one point in time, you could start this thing by hand, using a hand crank, like early Fords and Chevys and stuff like that, right? And part of me went, maybe it's just broken. And then I went around here to the front. No, there's a hole that goes all the way through into it. I don't know if I have anything that'll fit that, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get something together so that I can hook something on there, try to rotate this motor over and see if it's stuck. If it's stuck, okay, it's not that big of a deal really. Acetone, ATF, and time. I'll just cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. Cross that bridge. Just cross that bridge when I get to it, is what I was trying to say. Right now we've got various bolts and stuff laying up here on top of the air cleaner. This carb for this thing is pretty neat. If you look, it actually has a full glass front. I'll tell you if it's got fuel in it, which is pretty cool. Our coolant level is...
You gotta put a lot more.
There we go. I don't believe our coolant... it's not dry, it's still damp in there.
Yucky.
But it's very, very dirty. That looks more like motor oil than coolant. That's...
I don't think you want oil in your radiator, bro.
That's a problem for future Grandpa. And we don't like that guy, so... Alright. First things first. Let's get something on that and try to see if we can turn it over. Maybe I have something. I don't know what I have. So I'm going to use this to try to see if I can get the motor to roll over. I very highly doubt that it's going to do what I need it to. It's not correct. Could it be that this thing doesn't have a key because it was operated off of that? I guess I hadn't thought about that. There are not very many of these. I think they only made 1,000. So resources on them are not scarce, but they're kind of all over the place. Well, that didn't turn it over. So let's check the oil. Let me turn real quick.
Shelf for drink.
Hey man, if it works, it works. Wow. That is over full.
It is thick.
It is very thick. And it both smells and tastes like leaded gasoline. So the claims that it hasn't run in 40 years, they might be right. There is a starter down here, you can see. Looking for anything that comes off of it. Alright, well, there's a solid chance that the motor's stuck. Why don't we take some acetone and ATF? I'm sure I got a bottle laying around here somewhere.
Yes.
And we'll throw some of this down into each of the cylinders. And then it's a waiting game. We'll just wait a few days and then see if we can crank it over. I do have a battery that I can throw on this, but I don't. I gotta look under the dash and see if there's actually like a lock cylinder or anything, because I didn't see one. And I don't think this thing has a floor starter. I think the floor switch is actually for the headlights. We might have to look into that. So let's get to pouring that stuff into cylinders. Maybe.
So, how did fuel get in the oil?
So what can happen, and what it also kind of tells me, is that somebody tried to get this thing to start, either by pouring gas down the carburetor or by cranking it, and it didn't work. Typically, in order for gasoline to get into your oil, it has to go past your cylinder rings, and if it's past the cylinder rings already, and it's in the crankcase, then the quality of your oil goes down. It dilutes the oil. So if I had to guess, the last time that this thing ran, it probably quit on somebody, and they just stomped the accelerator as many times as they could and kept cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking, and it completely flooded the motor. Which means that when we drain the oil, it's going to be a fair mixture of gasoline to oil. And it's going to be really old, like I said, leaded gasoline. I would almost guarantee you that, like the guy said, he didn't think that this thing had run in over 40 years. I don't see any reason to doubt that, because it doesn't look like it's ran in 40 years. Yeah, we're just going to have to... Now we're going to have to backtrack to the starter, go from the starter up, and then even if we get it to roll over, I have to build a new distributor for it. Parts for these things are absolutely unobtainable, but people get resourceful in times of need, and apparently an MGB distributor will fit it. And you can run it off of Pertronics, or you can run it off of, I think you can run it off of points too. You just have to take the drive gear off the MGB one, and you throw the drive gear from the 320 on it. That's an oversimplification, I'm sure, but that's what I was reading on the surface. Is it empty? I'm sure that looks inappropriate from the wrong angle. Stop. So, cat food?
Was that like 7-year-old cat food?
That's like 7-year-old cat food. Might want to check and make sure the tank's even there. I didn't think about that.
Bless you.
God. My mother raised me better than that.
Yeah, the tank's there.
The tank's there?
Yep.
Alright.
Might just be empty.
I mean, if we're that lucky. This cord booze are really nice, but oh.
Got my finger in the way, damn it.
You know, I don't see any wires just hanging.
What is that? Oh, that's the grill.
That's the grill for like an 81 B210 that's broken.
Pumping the brakes. I'm pumping the brakes. What's going on up there?
See that pressure?
Yeah, slightly.
I can hear it moving.
Yeah. The calipers.
I don't know if it's moving the calipers, but it's moving the master cylinder.
I guess no wonder we didn't have any fucking brakes. And let me get.
I don't see any leaking. That's impressive.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Damn. Do you want to try the... Well, hang on. Go ahead and let off the brakes.
Yeah, I'm off.
It didn't use up any fluid. But I could hear it moving fluid.
Is there blockage or something?
No, there's fluid in the line.
Oh, I guess so.
It just trickled down, I guess. Tighten it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Try
hit
the clutch.
Let's see that. Yeah, that's the clutch. Couldn't see. There's
Oh.
nothing.
But I can feel it moving.
Hmm.
The clutch slave cylinder's working.
Oh shit, yeah.
Brake and clutch reservoirs were completely dry, and I, being an idiot, did not film that. But they were completely bone dry. We just took and dumped some .3 into it and cycled them. We have a little bit of brake pressure and a little bit of clutch pressure. Since this thing rolls so easy, we could try to roll it and then hit the brakes and see if it stops. I got it.
All right. Oh, all right. I'm in. Ready?
Yeah.
Going.
Rolling. Oh!
Oh.
Wow! That stopped like right fucking now.
Yeah.
That grabbed really good.
I wonder if it just hit the garage door.
No.
No?
I'll go look.
All right. I'll keep my foot on the brake. What?
There's like 4 inches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it stopped on its own. Hang on, I'll drag it further forward and maybe try it again. Yeah. Slow down. Let me roll it through one more time. Alright, I'm gonna maintain pressure. Just hit the brakes.
Nothing.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. It could have been that we hit the garage door and then it just bounced back 4 inches.
Bounced far enough for that. Let me check.
Ow, my ass.
Tell you what we could do. Since it grabbed. Wait, what if it didn't grab?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Hold on, what if it didn't grab? Because we're 4 inches from the garage door where we're sitting right now, right? About 3, 4 maybe.
Yeah, roughly.
Our chalk is on the floor.
You know, we have a jack stand right behind it.
Maybe we didn't. Oh well, it was a nice thought.
Unfortunately.
What I get for thinking. Let's see. What is this and why is it wet?
That's what she said.
So I did look it up. These things did have a provision for you to hand crank them. It is an option. And I might have to find a hand crank. Just because that's so cool. This would have made this one of the last production vehicles to have that as an option, which is pretty cool. The last being a 1998 Citroen, I think, was the last one that had a hand crank. I know Zastavas had them for a while, but they had discontinued it by that point, I think. So, you might just have to look that one up yourself. Because I'm not going to have time to look it up, but I'm fairly certain that I'm right on that. American cars had them all the way through the 40s, and certain cars had them up through the 50s into the 60s. It was more common on trucks than what it was on cars. So that's kind of cool. But let's, oh, something that I did see that was really cool. Laying in there. I believe this might be the original coil. I could be wrong. I'm going to look up the number and stuff for it later tonight. But if that is the original coil, that's pretty damn cool. Just laying inside of the truck. But, alright, back to trying to sort out the starter. I know why I do it to myself. I just don't know why I do it to myself. Fucking idiot. So this is the first day I've been home in like almost a month. We're gonna try to see if this thing will come loose. We've got the cylinders all full of acetone and ATF. With any luck, it'll spin. Normally we would do what everybody else is probably going to tell me, why didn't you just hook something to the crank? Well, because it has the provision for a crank starter down there, and I don't have one. I'm currently making coal so that I can forge one, but I figured I might as well try this. So let's see what happens. I don't know if this is a gear or not.
Hopefully not.
Hear that actuator, that's something.
Let me grab my energy drink off the roof before it goes flying.
That clutch feels like it does nothing.
Yeah. And the brake does nothing too, so.
Uh-oh.
I heard something.
The shift lever will move. I just don't know what way is neutral. Hey, Rena Center's here to collect the neighbor's stuff.
I didn't see the truck.
At least he didn't break the fence this time. Fucking assholes.
This time? Alright.
Yeah, last time they broke the fence.
It's breaking property, bro.
I think maybe that's just a hair too loose.
Probably need to get it tightened then. Yeah, good observation, sorry. Thanks.
Yep. It went pop once. Okay, well, I think I figured out part of the problem. Alright, so we're back on the NL320. I've been gone for, what would you say, Saru? Like over 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And the whole time, this thing has been sitting in acetone and ATF. I don't remember if we filmed it or not, but it was something like this. Find cylinder hole, dump acetone ATF in. Find cylinder hole, dump acetone ATF in. It went exactly like that. You didn't miss anything. I'm just kidding, it was peak cinematography and I didn't record any of it. Probably. I don't remember if I did or not. Acetone and ATF mixture will eat away rust. Usually it will break shit loose real fucking easy. This engine, as far as we know, isn't stuck. But it has been sitting without any plugs in it for who knows how long in a part of Kansas that gets dust storms quite often. So when we couldn't roll it over using a wrench, we soaked it. And it was only supposed to be for a day, and then it was gone for 2 weeks. We have tested the starter once. I don't remember if we recorded it or not. We know that the starter functions at least enough to kick on. I don't feel like going to go get a battery. We're just going to try to see if this thing will roll over by hand. As you can see down here, right here, there's a provision in here for a Teflon tape. There's a provision for a manual crank starter. And these did come with them. This one doesn't have it with it. But I took some time and a piece of rebar and I forged a tool to get down there onto that. With any luck, it sits on it. We're able to crank the motor over. The motor's loose. Everybody's happy. And we continue the episode as per normal and start going through the parts that we need. If it doesn't go right, and we kind of hit a stopping point for the episode because I'm going to have to take the motor out. gonna have to do that. I'm moving the whole suspension. Oh, the natural bit. Throw a bar on it. See if it rotates. I'm bending the mouth of it.
Yeah, you might have succeeded in doing that.
That didn't move an inch.
No, that's seized.
Yeah, that's not moving at all. The mouth of the provision bent.
Not significantly from last time.
No, not really. And it's in neutral, right?
No.
No?
I took it out so it'll stop rolling. Now it is.
It's funny, I was just trying to turn the whole transmission.
You can try it with the bar now.
Okay.
Doesn't. No. It kind of looks like you chipped part of it.
It does look like it chipped it, doesn't it? I don't think I did, though. No, the notches are still there. What size bolt that is? And then put a ratchet on it. And then probably break that too, because that's what happened last time that we had to do something like this, is I snapped the ratchet. I have a feeling that the motor's just seized. Dude, it should have moved. Like, that's before it gave up and collapsed, and it didn't hurt anything, but before it gave up and it collapsed, it bit into that. And it's just a chunk of rebar. Like, there's almost no way that this is inferior steel to that. I think this thing's seized.
Even with the ATF, it's...
Man, and it's been sitting 2 weeks. That should have done something. Well, I can't think of anything else that we could try. It's loose for sure because I'm able to push it and pull it by hand.
Push it and pull it and run over my foot.
Sorry. Good thing this thing's light, huh?
Mm-hmm.
At least it's not an American car, man. It'd be like the difference between you running me over and me running you over.
Well, it is a left-hand drive. It is USDM.
Yeah. Shit, guys. I think we're gonna have to call this one for now and just call it an episode. It's super unfortunate, but I mean,
Wow, exciting episode, man.
I know. Oh man, we got a really awesome car in. Guess what? Motor's fucked. Great.
You did say it sat for like quite a while.
Yeah, he had no idea how long this thing had been sitting. He took the plates though. They were Kansas plates that were on it in one of the pictures, and it said this thing hadn't been on the road since 1992.
30 years.
So, yeah, it might have sat like this without plugs in it that entire time, and there's still, I can put my finger in the acetone and ATF that's in it. It's not like it's not full of acetone and ATF. It's got it all the way to the top.
Things on its period.
And then, like that bled through into the oil. It's all the way through the crankcase. That's why this oil is so thin. Yeah, it smells like acetone ATF and old fuel. It definitely went all the way through. It's just... Alright, well, I guess the next episode is going to be us pulling the motor out of this thing and then taking it apart. I'm not looking forward to that. Are you looking forward to that?
Done it once.
Oh, yeah, we did do it once, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how successful was that? It's still sitting there. It's got the motor trans in it. We haven't finished it yet.
The wire's fucked too from us slamming the door on it.
Well, yeah, we can fix that. Great, now I have 2 paperweight green Datsuns in the garage. It's fine. We're gonna get on it. I guess next episode is either gonna be us taking the top end off and seeing if anything up there is bent. Could be us taking it apart while it's inside of it too, instead of pulling it. I just have a feeling this thing's full of sand, dude. Without it having anything in it, probably got full. Well, you know, he never did say. This hood obviously is an original. I wonder if it sat without a hood that whole time and it got full of water. He never did say. Well, that does it for this one. I think I'm gonna go drink now because I'm very sad. Take care of your shit. Don't leave it outside with the hood open and let it get full of water.
Like a neighbor Subaru. I don't know why he still doesn't have a hood for that thing.
I don't know why he doesn't either. Did you notice that it has a hood stack?
Yeah, actually.
It's got a hood exit. That thing is getting full of water all the time. I wonder if he ever wonders why it doesn't run right. I hope not. It's very obvious why.
I've only seen it drive it once this past year.
Yep. Alright guys. We'll see you next time. Have the day you deserve. I'm gonna go figure out how to take this motor apart and see what I need to do to make it work. Don't mention a fucking LS swap. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not. It's like mixing IndyCar and NASCAR. You don't mix races. I can't keep that in there, can I? So, I guess next time we'll figure out what the... I hate that that flowed so good last time because it was really funny and I don't know if I can use it.
You just keep it.
Alright, I guess I'll keep it. But yeah, no LS swaps. We're not doing that with this. We might have other things coming up that we're gonna do swaps on that are gonna make people upset. It's not gonna be an LS swap.
L26, just delete the firewall.
One UZ. Just put it in the bed.
Yeah, it'll work. Like a K-truck.
Olds 440 or Olds 455 out of a Tornado, like the Maserati from Roadkill.
Maserati.
That would be kind of dope. No, I don't want to do that. That's going to involve a lot of cutting. Definitely, if we replace it, probably keeping it Japanese unless I find something specific I'm looking for. 3800 swap it. That probably makes some people mad.
It looks like it'll kind of fit.
Well, this is 1.2 liters. That's 3.8 liters. That's roughly 2 times that size. Engine bank would end here. That's not allowing for provisions or anything else, but Maybe.
We'll have to relocate other stuff like the battery in the back.
Relocate the radiator. Put the radiator in the bed. I really want to try to keep this semi-original though, because these are so fucking rare.
And you go ahead and see one in a random fucking state.
That was the most random shit ever. That was an N320. They're not as rare as the NL320, but the one in Crestline or near Crestline, which by the way, if you know who owns this and if they'll sell it, I'll throw a picture up right here. If you know who owns this thing, I'd love to buy it. I know that right now I'm not exactly making a good stewardship message by having this thing be locked up, but to be fair, not my fucking fault. Anyway, yeah, do the like, subscribe, and stuff. I don't know. You might see me at Leg 1 of Poverty Tour, or the Village of Hanging Rock might keep fucking me. And I might, you know what? I'm gonna use this platform for a second. If you happen to live in the Village of Hanging Rock, or know what in the hell is up with their mayor's court system, can you let a brother know, please? Because holy fucking shit, I got a ticket there. Their clerk of courts decided to wait until the 4th of May to do anything. I think it was the 4th. Wasn't it the 4th? You remember? I can't remember. I got the ticket. Court date was the 28th. I called on the 26th to tell them, I'm going to own the ticket, but I want to do a payment arrangement. They accepted it that day. It was on a Friday. And then I don't hear anything for a week, which would be around the 4th. And I get notice that there's a warrant out for my arrest, which was immediately recalled because the clerk admitted her mistake. However, that mistake has become a snowball affecting problem because now I can't register my Subaru because I'm under a registration block because there's a warrant out for my arrest. But there's no. The BMV thinks it's still there. So somebody didn't update the BMV. This has been the craziest nonsensical bullshit I've ever dealt with. I am, given my path in life, I'm pretty pro law enforcement. I work with law enforcement a lot. I have never dealt with a department and they're in their municipal district so inept. Not since St. Louisville, Ohio, but they've kind of turned their shit around. I still don't go there anymore. There's only 2 good things there, and it's Early Bird's Diner and the little grocery store. Nick's Pizza's kind of gone to crap. All right, sorry for the rant. Anyway, you guys have the day you deserve. I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go eat some catfish. Figure out how I'm going to fix this. See ya.